Charlie XCX.
The cat is a pet.
Welcome back to the C&T review.
This is where we review anything from food to fashion and everything in between.
And you know what we're doing today. But before we get into it, you need to like, comment, subscribe, notification bell, like, comment, subscribe, notification bell, like, comment, subscribe, notification bell, like, comment, subscribe, notification bell. Period.
The period is just that part of it.
This song would be so long. We added so much stuff.
You know,
like one time, and then
by the
like
10th season, it'll be an entire song that YouTubers will use.
And then it's gonna be like have instrumental and everything.
YouTubers are gonna use this to encourage them in their videos. I see it now. We're just gonna.
It's the vision.
It's the vision. It's the vision. Of course. Well, welcome back. You know that this is season 5. We are doing a part 1 and part 2. In part 1, we did playing games that we saw on TikTok. And now in part 2, we are reviewing Album of the Year Grammy nominations. Alright, so you know we're doing 2 albums per episode. Yes. Last week we did 2 albums that, honestly, go watch, because I don't remember.
Okay? Who knows when we record these things? It's not important.
Just go watch it because it's there. But today, we are reviewing Charlie XCX and Jacob Collier. Is that how you pronounce his last name?
Yes. I believe so. I was really confident. Then I said, well, wait. I think, Jacob Collier.
Sorry, man. If I messed it up. All right.
I believe so.
Let's get started here. Let's do this.
I'm with my own way and I made it. I'm your favorite reference, baby. Call me Deborah. Yeah, you're so inside.
It's a never-ending dance party. Okay, can I tell you the first time I listened to it, I was actually laying down. I had the phone next to my ear, and I remember thinking like, my eardrums hurt because it was a constant. And I was like, oh, I can't imagine having headphones or like earphones in. I was like, wow.
I did have
even on my phone, and like, you know, my phone has really good volume, but I was just like, this seems really extreme. Like whoever produced this and mastered it, they say, we want you to feel like you're at the party, even if you're in your house. And I did. So that was your vision. You did that, okay? So like if I want to just put on music and do stuff and have music in the background, like if I'm cleaning, putting clothes away, like cool. That's what we're here for. It's a good time. I said lots of auto-tune. And I said it's a never-ending 4 to the floor, which is a kind of drumming lingo when you have the bass drum just going forever.
Learn something new.
4 to the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4 forever. Never ending that. So I was like, okay. So
after a while that gets tiring.
You get a little bit. I was like, next song again. Next song again. Slower.
That's slower.
Next song. I was like,
that's hilarious.
Yeah, my eardrums was tired. That was just, but overall fun, but my eardrums was tired.
Okay. Yeah. She pretty much summed that up. I said, sounds like songs clubs would love. Very techno sounding.
Yes.
Every single song.
Even
I
so
said, this is going to be a long, how many songs is on this album?
Yeah, how many? I was actually thinking
a long 15 album. I was like, when I listened after the first 3, I was like, oh.
This will be doing. Yeah, because honestly, I've never heard.
I said, let me prepare my spirit.
Yeah, I've never heard a Charlie XCX song ever, like in its entirety. Like I might have heard it like as a sound on like social media, but I don't think I ever heard. So I didn't know what I was going. I went in completely blind. I didn't know what kind of artist she was.
I think I listened to one song by her. It was on not on her album, but like on like the radio. I don't think it was Party Sounds. I think this was new for her.
Okay.
Yeah, I think like this. I think we're just the wrong crowd. Like, you know, I think someone will love EDM, who loves EDM, who loves that sort of vibe. Like, they're gonna vibe out to this
for sure.
Like hardcore. They're gonna think it's the best album in the world.
Yeah.
After a while, after Actually, after the two songs, I said, "Oh Lord."
She says,
but after the third song, I definitely was like, "Oh wow, that's crazy." I also said it sounds like a lot of auto-tune. Look at me, but
your girlfriend.
I know things. It sounds like a lot of auto-tune, but I said, but maybe that's just the vibe of club music.
Maybe.
So if that's the vibe, she got her point across. But you know, it's hard to tell if someone can really, really sing
with auto-tune.
With auto-tune.
So there's actually a way, at least, that
T-Pain.
There's a way. That's what I'm saying. So there are like ranges, right? So like you have this like specifically like intentional auto-tune. T-Pain, that was his vibe. Now he's singing out. He's like, period, I can sing. But that was his I guess his character as a vocalist. And then you had like Kanye West, that one album where he did, but that was like intentional. Then there's like the studio when you're a good singer, but certain things happen and you place a little bit of correction on it, and most people don't really notice it. But then there's right in the middle where it's like you are not a singer. Yeah. You need help.
You want to talk about mama?
So there were certain times where it was like no auto-tune, and I was like, yeah, I see why. I see this probably was a little correction, but it was like, it gave me like, you're not a singer, like you kind of talk, sing, and like that's your vibe, but it was like, okay. And you could tell like when there's that weird, like if you listen to auto-tune when it's like, kind of like gargled almost, that is when the computer is trying to correct you ferociously. If you don't hear that, like if you hear just straight notes that are just moving, chances are that person can really sing, and it's just the computer just snapping in place what you're picking up, what you're putting down, and it's like it's already right. They're just giving a little bit of like, but if you hear it sound like it's like the computer's fighting against your voice, trying to get you back on track, then it's like you don't really sing for real, and you know what? That's okay. That's your vibe.
I guess it goes to show, should the people that are nominated in this album of the year, like, because if we talked about Beyonce and we've talked about Chaperone, who else we talked about? Andre 3000 is not really a singer, but Billie Eilish. Yeah. So these are all people who could sing. Even Billie with her depressing self.
Right, she still can sing.
She could sing. Like you can still hear it. So I guess it just was like, did Charlie deserve it if our expert here, because y'all know, vocal coach, if she's saying like, I don't know if she can really like sing, like she can hold a tune.
Right. So,
but I can
mostly, I feel like, honestly, you sound.
Oh, that's so great. Let me go put it my album. Period. Let me go be nominated. I'm here. Here I come. Period.
That's a great question. But I mean, if I think about it, like, because it's like she's not a rapper. So it's like, I don't know, does that count if it's like, she's not singing really, really well, but she's making music?
Yeah, so it's just like, so she is making music, and it's like, as a body of work, I think like it was good. But it's like, if you are comparing it to the rest of
the options here in this list.
Is it fair? I don't know. Those are the questions that need to be answered. The Grammy Academy, I don't think it's the Academy, because that's the Oscars. The Grammy people, the people who pick the Grammy. I'm blanking on that group. Answer us. Answer us.
Yeah. Like, what are the qualifications?
I did also say the song, I might say something stupid. That was the fourth song, right? So after the third song, I said, oh my God, what is happening? And then I was pleasantly surprised because the fourth song sounded so different. And I was very happy about that. And then it ended so abruptly. It went right back to, And I said, why? What is happening here? I was very much sad about that. I said, I'm back to being depressed again.
I think I remember that moment. I remember being like, so this is the moment when everybody takes a breather at the club.
Yeah.
Sure. Everybody's like, you wasn't the drink.
Yes.
Okay.
And I liked it. I said, period. Period. It's about to be my favorite song until that abrupt ending. And I was so excited by it. Yeah.
So
So that leads us to favorite and least favorite song. Okay. Favorite. I had two on here, but I check marked one. So I guess I listened to them both again to determine which one I like more.
Gotcha.
So that's the name of the song.
Okay.
Only song I wanted to play again.
Okay.
I did like Rewind. I thought that was a bop. The chorus was a little earworm thing. And I said, okay, like I like how that sounds. But I did like So I. Yeah, I think that was the only song I was like, yeah, I could play that again.
Okay.
Did I? No. But I could.
That's the potential.
That's the key. What was your favorite song?
So my favorite songs were Rewind and So I. I loved it. I was like,
yeah, we were here.
I remember listening to Rewind and just like finally after all the oops, just being like, okay, wait, let me try to listen to these words. Because I think if it's a lot of part, and sometimes this one song, which we'll talk about in a second, it's just like anything. You just say anything like, oh my God, yes, baddest girl in the club. Yes, she is. Right. Oh, I killed that. I should record that. That was a good song. Right there.
You should absolutely hear it.
No.
I'm here.
But I was like, oh, Rewind. I was like, oh, yeah. When she's talking about things, like, what should we get back to? I was like, yeah. So that was the first song that made me stop and go,
Yeah,
that's cool. And then So I probably for the same reason where I was like, oh, okay.
All right, what's your least favorite?
My least favorite, let me look at it.
It'd be so funny if we picked the same one. I just like to say, once again, I said this in a previous episode, that whenever Chloe talks and like she says things and like musically things, and then like she picks songs and it matches what I'm like, period.
Like,
Because Come on, it made me feel so good about myself.
okay, so why did I like that? That's crazy. My least favorite, just because, I'll tell you why, was Everything is Romantic. And mainly because she said the words again and again so many times.
Wait, I think I kind of remember that song.
I was like, okay. And I was like, they're kind of all jumbled together for me most of the time. So I said, let me just pick one that is just least favorite. Not like it's terrible, but I say, okay, and again and again. And she said, again and again and again and again. I said, you said it again and again. And it was hilarious because in the comments, I felt so stupid because people were like, wow, this is so deep and I just love it, and oh my God, this is why she's the artist of my life. And I remember being like, wait, am I dumb?
I don't know that way.
And I told myself, no, Chloe, stand on your opinion because like, it's okay, this is your opinion. I was like,
that's hilarious.
I was like,
That is so funny.
What? It was like, oh my God, I've heard so many songs by her, and such an amazing song. And I was like, are we listening to? She said again and again 1,000 times. Like those were her lyrics.
Said, maybe I'm just not deep enough.
I said, no, maybe I'm not deep enough for the dance song. I said,
maybe I'm just more shallow than I think.
I said, clearly, you know what? I said, let me stand on this.
I'll crack up. I wrote down, so I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
I should have wrote down why I didn't like these songs.
Okay. Songs, plural?
No, songs. Sorry, it's just one.
It's like,
It's just one. But I think I wrote down, I think about it all the time.
Oh, okay.
For some reason, I didn't like it.
Okay.
Do I remember what that music is? Absolutely not. We've consumed so much art.
Yes.
These past
Let's go.
Not gonna lie, I don't remember why I didn't like it, but clearly I wrote it down when I heard it. I said, nah, that's not it.
Yeah.
But I think my issue is, and I realized this with even with Chapel Roan, even Billie Eilish, and even Andre 3000, right? Finding my favorite songs tend to be ones that like stand out on the album in terms of like they just sound differently. Like, because I feel like all of those albums, for Andre, for Billie, and for Chapel Roan, Chapel Roan album was great. You know what I mean? But they all had like, each song just sounded like one, like each one of their albums just sounded like one continuous long, like there was no variety. So I feel like I picked songs that were my favorite that just felt different than the rest. And then it was very hard to pick the least because they all sounded the same. But the flow of songs, clearly.
One continuous dance party.
Honestly.
Flow for days. She has mastered the flow.
She mastered the flow, but
she said no stops. Like, put the DJ, put it on, go to the bathroom, go grab some.
You don't gotta do your job.
I go, Vicky, we just be like, I'm still here, and then that's it.
It's crazy. But it did present correctly. So it said the album draws influence from the 2000 English rave music scene, which is what I thought of when I thought of EDM, which I think is huge over in London, like UK. So influence from the 2000 English rave music scene with a more aggressive club sound than her previous album. Very aggressive. Yeah. Aggressive is the correct word. Okay, that's all we got. So what you rating this?
I'm gonna give it a 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is hard because I'm trying to not let my personal opinion or personal taste in music get in the way of like the body of work. I'm gonna give it a 2.5. I just don't think in terms of like album of the year of 20, like, you know what I mean, 2024. I'm like, this all we got.
Yeah.
Like, there was nothing there to me. But like, you know, it was a good work of art. Like, it was a alright work of art in terms of just like, you know, but I don't know. I just feel like they could have done better. I'm like, there was nobody else out here that you thought. I want to know what the other nominations were. Like the other people, like the other works of art that they had to narrow down from. You know, they narrowed it down to these 8. I'm like, what? Who did Charlie XCX knock out?
Yeah, who did she beat out?
I want to know. Because I want to listen to the album.
If it was you, please let us know.
Because I want to listen to the album and be like, now why did you get?
Here you go.
All right. 2. Album 2.
I'm with you. I'm with you here. You're the light I need. You're the light I need. In the dark I see. In the dark I see. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you here. I'm with you. You're all I see. You're all I see. You witness me. Oh, witness me.
Jacob.
Oh, can I tell y'all? So she told me, oh, I can't wait to record this episode because I had thoughts, and she didn't tell me who she had thoughts about, which artists, like, and what kind of thoughts they were. So I was like,
but then,
what does that mean?
But then, so for In Club,
shout out to In Club Magazine,
right? So we did a editor's top pick, right? So I'm the managing editor of In Club.
She's the managing editor in chief of managing. She's like, I made it for a title.
Are you really, like, you're only best friends if you don't know what your friends do for work, honestly, at this point.
Me. I made it for a title.
Yeah. And then so for In Club, we had to do the editor's top pick. Top 5 favorite songs of 2024.
2024, the whole entire year. And guess what her number 1 song was?
Jacob Collier.
I said, oh, okay, I know what some of the thoughts are. Oh my God.
When I say I knew I was right in not giving Beyonce a 5 and holding off on that joy. I knew I was right. Because when I say I was in my room just busting with glee.
Oh, I love that.
To this album. Everything about it. My vocals out the gate.
Period.
Killing me. I said, period. I said, okay, vocals. It was like a box of chocolates. I didn't even know what I was gonna get.
Yeah.
It was like, and I, like, the first song came on and I said, okay, vocals, period, right? And then the second song came on completely different. And then the third song came on completely different. I said, oh, this is what we're doing.
This is our vibe.
Because you can tell a vibe by the third song.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, period. Each sound different. The features were singing down.
Shocked. Every time I heard a different voice, I was like, what? What?
Girl, what? Girl, the moment, like, the Lawrence on the song Wherever I Go, I went to go look them up.
Oh my God.
I listened to a couple of their songs.
Oh my gosh, catch it.
Okay. I said, what was I saying? I said, they have Spanish on here. Okay. I said, they must have bilingual. I said, Stormzy, bro. I said, what is this man doing to me?
Child.
I was literally in my room so happy. It was so good.
Now this is album of the year nomination.
So good. It was so good. Like, the last time with the album of the year nominations was like Beyonce, because Beyonce is different. There was different songs.
Yeah.
Country. It was all country, but different types of country music on there. Each sound different, right? This one, I don't even know what genre it was, because there was one minute I wanted to praise the Lord because Kurt Franklin busted out the choir. Then one minute Tori Kelly was busting down the vocals over a bridge over troubled waters. Busting down the vocals. I'm not gonna disrespect Tori like that. Then next minute, he busted out a whole choir on World Old World. The harmony, the bass. I said, what? I was like, oh, y'all taking us to church, but then you also give me my feelings about my love life.
Yes.
And then you talking about friends. I said, oh, those are my thoughts. What you got?
LOL. Well, I try not to be swayed because of her first initial, like, I had thoughts, and then
But
when
you
I
didn't
saw
know
her,
what
I didn't know, but then I saw her top 5 songs, and I was like, and then I was like, first of all, it made the top 5, and the second of all, it was number 1. I said, oh, I'm gonna be swayed. But also, I've never listened to an entire Jacob Collier album.
I never heard this man before in my life, and I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry to this man.
I'm so sorry. I really am sorry to him now. I really want to listen to everything you have now.
So like I never listened to the album. However, I am a fan, and I've heard him. I know he's a genius. He's a musical genius, and he plays with harmony. And if you know me, I've said it 1,000 times. I love harmony so much. So I knew that it was going to be something special, but I didn't know. I was like, I'm not trying to be sweet.
You said I'm gonna just go ahead and listen.
So my thoughts. I said this album took me on a trip. I said I was listening in my car, which people know, like when you're in your car, the audio is really, really great because like kind of surrounding you. So in my car and with headphones, I was like, such a great experience. I was like, his music feels good. Like it's just not like, okay, this was a cool song. It just makes you be like, even musically, it makes like your body have a reaction to it. Like, man, this felt good. Even so good. I said, I know that Jacob likes to play around with harmony, so I was expecting packed harmonies, and he did disappoint me. And I said, what I love about Jacob is he's not trying to fit into the standard that the music industry has set. He just makes the music he likes and does it with excellence. I said, I also love his use and inclusion of different instruments / sounds from different cultures. Like that song, I forget what it's called, but it has the Indian culture and like the instruments, and it sounded like I was in India, and I was like, period. Come on, Arabian Nights.
Okay.
And then I said, he's a musician's artist. Like you have people who like don't know much about music who can be like, man, he's really great, and then you have people who are like musicians who are like, do you hear what this man is doing? Like, so it's the subtle things that you're like, what? Did you hear that? And then all the other stuff is just like, oh, it's amazing. So like all parties can be like, can recognize that this is really great. I said, he's so cool. He's just so cool.
He's just so cool. That's so true.
I was like, what is it? 100,000 voices. I think that's called. The first one. I was like,
I adored that. It was what a way to
start your album.
To start an album.
I was like, I feel like it was like an overture. Like we talked about that with Beyonce's album, how like it kind of started us off with a requiem, and it was like, okay, this is what we get into. The beautiful thing about overtures and musicals is they're supposed to introduce. Like they try to introduce a lot of the themes that are going to happen. So like Wicked, we just watched Wicked. So and No One Mourns the Wicked, before they get to the townspeople and they're all like, good news. There's a lot of like just kind of the musical themes that represent, okay, there's a theme from Dancing Through Life. I'm pulling this from the air, but like there's a theme from Defying Gravity, from I'm Not That Girl. You get to hear little glimpses of it before you get into, okay, now this is when you start to see the actors on stage, for lack of a better term. And I felt like 100,000 Voices was that. It was like little glimpse, you hear them coming in and out, like this is what we're about to get into. So if you're not down with it, go ahead and turn this off. But if you're ready, this is get ready, okay? So I love that. I said, come on, who is this guy? And then I was like, oh, even to, this is also the genius of it, even to there was a certain point in I'm called the overture, where there was just the sounds of like violins playing A. And I had to check it. I said, that sounds like A. And I went to my little keyboard and I was like, ding, 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 ding. Yeah, that's an A. And that's so amazing to me, because as someone who plays an orchestra, what we do when the concert mistress or master comes out before we start playing is they tune the orchestra. Now you're supposed to be tuned before you get out there, so it's not a real tuning. But they come out, they play their A, and everybody else plays their A, so we all got the same A. So when we start playing, we all in tune. And I love that that happened. I was like, he really is like, this is like, did my overture, now we ready to start. We all ready? Here we go. Let's go on a journey. So that was amazing to me. And I was like, also, these features are so cool.
The features? Bro.
First of all, Michael McDonald. I remember on one song, I said, who is this old man? Who sounds so like soulful? And I saw the list and I said, Michael McDonald?
Who is that?
He's like an icon of songwriting and artistry.
He's in, you know.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God. I said, Michael McDonald?
I was like, who is this?
Come on, sir. So yeah.
Yeah, I was like, who is this? But he sounds so good. Because first I was confused, right? Because the name, like, in Wherever I Go is Lawrence and Michael McDonald. So you hear a guy, you hear a girl. And I was just like, but those are both guys' names. And I was so confused. And then I looked up Lawrence, and it's a duo. And I listened to a couple of their songs because she's spectacular.
Girl, I said
she popped in. I said, oh, period.
first 2 words. I said, who is she?
You say that, you. I said, oh.
I said, wait, rewind.
I did. I rewinded it so many times, and I said, who is she? Listen to a few of their songs.
Wow. Yes.
And her voice works so well with Michael's voice.
Yes.
It was just, it was a journey. Okay, so
Our favorite song.
my number 1 song on the In Club top 5, the editor's picks for top 5 songs in 2024. My number 1 song was Wherever I Go by Jacob Collier. Adore that song. I'm telling, I listened to it. I listened to this album probably about a week ago, maybe. I'm sure I've listened to that song every day since.
Yes.
Because it was giving what I needed. But it, like, songs leading up to it.
Yeah.
So Little Blue featuring Lizzie, I think her name, Brandy Charlie.
Yeah, Brandy Charlie. I said, come
Great.
on, she's a legend.
Cinnamon Crush featuring
Lindsay somebody. Hey, girl.
Hey Girl. Killed it. Then Cinnamon Crush into Wherever I Go. I said, okay, Witness Me with Shawn Mendes and Jacob and
Stormzy
and Kurt Franklin. I said, oh, y'all taking me to church today. Over You, featuring Kid Martin, and I said, oh,
this is what you're doing. Okay.
like all of those songs I wrote down are some of my favorites.
Period.
But like
she wrote so many, and they can all.
I did. But yeah, wherever I go though, it's like the beat, the vocals, the musical composition of it all. It is just a perfect song.
It's perfect.
And
you wrote it for us.
I adored it. Jacob, I love you. Marry me.
I was gonna say that. My friend said marry her, but I couldn't real fast enough.
Marry me. Alright, what was your favorite song?
Alright, so first it was Wherever I Go. So that's why when I first was like, I love this. What is this song? And then went back and saw that you're John. I was like,
yeah.
Yes. I said, what did I say?
It's just so good.
So good. Like as soon as it hit me, as soon as the first dent.
And the funny thing is, and the funny thing is, it's a really sad song. Yeah, because it's about the end of a relationship, but saying that I'm gonna carry you wherever I go.
And I was like,
such a sad song, but I want to vibe out to it so bad.
So then, of course, after I remember that Bridge Over Troubled Water was on this album, and of course
it was beautiful.
We saw Tori sing her part live, which is crazy. And so I think they're tied for me just because of Tori Kelly.
Bridge Over Troubled is beautiful. Like,
honestly,
there's no wrong answer for favorite song.
Really. So like honestly, we all are like, man, Tori, but sometimes we sleep on the fact that John Legend actually really killed his verse in this song.
So good.
I said, hey yo, John just I'll remind y'all that I am John Legend. I am an EGOT winner. I'm a vocalist. So he said, don't forget about me. So honestly, that was number 1, those two. Bridge and Wherever I Go, I put Cinnamon Crush.
Yes.
Honestly, when I got to World Oh World and I saw written for the Oakland Aeolian or whatever, I'm saying it wrong, choir, I said literally out loud, oh my God.
Oh my Lord Jesus.
This is about to kill me.
It was stunning.
I said, not that. The thing is, Aeolian, I love it. So we did an arrangement at my church. I do some leadership over some of the small ensembles. And we did an arrangement that they did of Take It to the Lord in Prayer. So I'm already a fan of the choir. They already sound amazing. So they could have sung the national anthem and I would have been like so amazing. But I said, Jacob Collier and his harmonies and his brain and his choir. I said, oh my God, I'm not going to be okay.
And the funny thing is, what a way to start the album. What a way to end it. I said,
can I tell you, I was so sad. Even like
I was so sad it ended.
I was like, no,
there can be more.
So let me tell you. So also like in the video, what I love so much, it made me it brought me back to college days because it has the music going, like the sheet music is on the bottom of the screen, and I was like, it literally. I started sight singing. It took me back to my sight singing classes in college, and I was like, yeah, that's what they're singing. And as I was watching the notes, I was like, that's what. It's so great. I was like, I was singing along with my sopranos. I was singing along with soprano. I said, oh my God,
it was
so great.
Stunning.
I said, why are you like this?
It was, oh my God.
I literally was like, Jacob, what
are you doing?
And then of course, Witness Me. I said, I feel like this should be in a movie. Yeah. And it should be. I envision like this cheerleading squad or any type of athlete, but like they have been down. They need money, and like they have been like down and out. They're the underdog, and like their neighborhood is coming together, and they're like, you know, we're gonna pull together, we're gonna bring our resources, and I could just see as that song was like all the grandmoms and the church folk was coming up with their money and stuff, and I was like, this should be the movies. Somebody put us in a movie, so now I can feel
those brothers, I think Kendrick.
Kendrick brothers.
The Kendrick brothers, the ones that do the Christian movies.
Yeah,
I heard it here.
Okay, like can you see it? Can you see Overcomer? The girl running, she got her race, and you hear him up here singing the song. I said, I got goosebumps now. I was thinking about like
worshiping.
I said, period.
I said, oh, and Kirk Franklin was on this album a couple times.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. Don't have Buddy's feet. I'm not gonna take. You can't make me.
I love it just because I had to pick one. So if we don't have to force to pick one, I will say the only part you can't. Sorry, you have to pick one. I think the only part that if I had to pick, I would pick the section of 100 Voices where it went to the metal rock. Just because.
Not even the song. No, section.
Just the section. Because you know he was passing through genres and he got there. I remember I was driving and I literally was like, oh, what? And I just, I'm not a fan of that type of music. That's the only reason. But honestly, because he did it just makes him so great. But honestly, just because my ears hurt. But honestly, not even the whole song. Just that one.
Just that one section.
It was like,
I have nothing. I didn't even bother to write down my list. I usually, on the other one, I write like and then least. I wrote like. Did I put least? I did not. Because there was no song on there.
Least.
There was no least.
It's great.
You know, flow of album. Amazing, yeah. Did it present itself? I don't even know what it's supposed to be.
Oh, a fusion. It said fusion.
That's exactly what it is.
Indeed. I said fusion, indeed.
Because we love that. And, all right.
Rating.
Yeah.
So what you gonna rate this to? Are you sure?
Absolutely. It was perfect. It was perfect. I knew in my spirit, I said, we can't just be handing out fives all dilly-dally. We haven't listened to the rest of the albums. Beyonce's album was this close.
This close to it?
Nah, but I knew it. I said, nope. And the moment I heard it, I said, Takora,
she said,
you held it out correctly.
You wanna know what I give it? A 5. I just wanted to create tension.
I said if you get anything below 5,
a 4.2.
If you said anything below 5, we might have ended this video.
Just
reevaluate our friendship for a second there.
I know. I actually wrote it down. And I put my hands. I said, I put my little emoji behind my eyes. I said, because Sakura gonna be like, girl, but no, a 5.
No, it deserves a 5. It honestly deserves a 6 or a 7.
LOL. What do we give? A 6.
A 6. Yeah, Jacob, great job.
You did your thing, and we're not making predictions. So I'm gonna leave that sentence right there, or desires. I'm gonna leave that for another video.
This has been another episode of the C&T Review. Thank you for joining us.
If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and check out our other videos.